immensely happy to welcome our most revered Sri Nochur Venkataraman Avargalji to continue the illuminating discourses he was giving last year about the 11th Skandha of Bhagavata Mahapurana, and we are very, very happy to receive the Bhagavata instructions for spiritual aspirants, and I request our most revered Padmanabhanji Maharaj to honor Sri Venkataraman Avargalji. Sri Venkataraman Avargalji to continue the illuminating discourses about 11th Skandha of Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana.
Namah Paramarishibhyo, Namah Paramarishibhya. Antarayatimirupaşantaye Şantapavanamachantya Vaibhavam Tannaram Vapushyikunjaram Mukhe Manmahe Kimapitundilam Maham Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine, Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Yasyantannadi Madhyam Nahi Karacharanam, Namagotram Nasutram, No jatirnaiva varnana bhavati purusho nana pumsam na chastri nakaram no vikaram nahi janimaranam nasti punyam na papam tattvam no tattvam sahaja samarasam sadgurum tam namami sada shivasamarambham shankaracharya madhyamam asmadacharya paryantam vande guru paramparam Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam Varshishthante Vasadrishiganairavratam Brahmanishtaihi Acharyendram Karakalita Chanmudramanandarupam Swatmaramam Uditavadanam Dakshinamurtimide Vedantartha Vibhasakaya Yataye Shantaya Sannyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sanghabhavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohadvanta Divakaraya Bhagavatpadabhitam Bibhrate Tasmai Bhashyakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane Yontah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayat Kila Shakti Dharasvadhamnam Anyamsha Hastacharana Shravanatvagādīn Prāṇān Namo Bhagavate Purushāya Tubhyam Janmādyasya Yatonvayādi Taratasya Artheshvabhignasvarād Tene Brahmahridāya Ādikavaye Muhyanti Yatsūrayah Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisham Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Kasmai Yena Bibhasito Yamatulo Jnana Pradipah Puram Tadrupena Chanaradaya Munaye Krishnaya Tadrupinam Yogindraya Tadatmanatha Bhagavadradaya Karunyatah Tachuddham Vimalam Vishokam Amritam Satyam Param Dhimahi धर्मः प्रोज्झितगैतमोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैः ईश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबद भागवतं रसम् आलयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिम् आनतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्षदां तमोन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। सर्वत्र गोविन्दनामसङ्कीर्तनं गोविन्द गोविन्द जानकीकान्तस्मरणं जय जय राम राम हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव। Last year, by the grace of Shivanji Maharaj, we had the occasion to have a very long duration of satsang. Srimad Bhagavatam, all the 10 skandhas were briefly meditated. Then after that, we got some more time. Then we entered 11th Skandha. Of course, it is an ocean. As Bhagavatam itself says, it is not an ordinary ocean, it is the ocean of bliss. Etad ananda samudra sambhritam jnanamritam Bhagavataya bhashitam. This 11th Skandha is, what is it? It is Ananda Samudra. And that Ananda Samudra is collected here, so Sambhritam. And to whom was it transmitted? In Bhagavad Gita we know, Parthaya Pratibodhitam. It was spoken to Partha, Arjuna, in the war field. But here, Bhagavataya bhashitam. It is spoken to a great devotee. What is the difference between Arjuna and Uddhava? Uddhava is ready to renounce. He is ready for the highest teaching. In Bhagavad Gita, though Krishna spoke Brahma Vidya, Atma Jnana, after teaching it, Bhagavan said, though I have told you Jnanam, Karmanyeva Adhikaraste. Your duty now is to do the karma. But in Uddhava Gita, it is different. Here Bhagavan says, even if you feel the urge to act, do not act. Nadriyet karma chodanam jitnyasayam sampravritto Nadriyet karma chodanam. Once you have entered Brahma Jijnasa, refuse to do any kind of karma, any action, no desire-oriented action, no engagement with worldly actions. Your only duty now is Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyaha. Now you have to listen to the highest teaching. And what is that highest teaching? Jnanam. Ananda Sambhrutam Jnana Amritam. It's not ordinary jnanam. It gives you the experience of deathlessness, immortality. It makes you know that you are not this perishable body. You are the imperishable Atman, spirit. And that experience becomes yours by just listening. Actually, in Vedanta there are two sampradayas. One sampradaya says Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyaha. For some higher aspirants they say Shravana itself is enough. Just you listen, you become a Jivan Mukta. Bheje Kagendra Dhvaja Padamulam Jnanena Vaiyasaki Shabditena. Vaiyasaki means Sukabrahma Maharshi. He spoke to Parikshit that you are the deathless spirit, you are not this body. You are the Atman. Parikshit received that knowledge and became free. So by mere listening, it is just like this, that I am wearing this garland. Suddenly I forget, where did it go? I am searching here, there, everywhere. And Swamiji comes to me and tells, you are already wearing it in your neck, here it is. The moment I see it, oh, I was searching it here, there, it is already there in me. Like that, the moment Guru tells you Tattvamasi, that very moment the recognition, the pratyabhijna happens. That is the word. Yaf pratyabhijnayate, that recognition happens. That what is in me as my own existence is pure absolute truth. It is Bhagavan. Atma hi Brahma. What is experienced as my own self is Brahman. To reveal this knowledge, you need an enlightened master, and the disciple also should go with so much bhakti. It is just like a very well prepared wick. You take it to the fire, it becomes aflame. Like that, the moment the disciple becomes a real Shushrushu, that is how Bhagavatam begins. Shushrushubihi takshanat. If he is a real mature person, that very moment he becomes aflame with realization. The sakshatkara happens that I am the self, I am the Atma, I am Brahman. That very moment the person becomes free. The freedom is so simple, so direct, aparoksha. Actually it is so simple, but the preparation has to happen. The maturity has to come. Just as Parikshit renounced everything and came to the shore of Ganga, like that sannyasa yoga has to happen. To such an aspirant, Bhagavan reveals the highest truth. Krishna told Arjuna, do not renounce. But the same Krishna tells Uddhava, renounce everything. Tvam tu sarvam parityajya sneham svajana bandhushu maya veshyamana samyak samadrik vicharasvagam. A very bold statement. Krishna tells Uddhava, I am going to give you a great gift, Uddhava. Because I love you so much, na tatha me priyatamaha atmayonihi. Brahma is not that dear to me. Na Shankaraha. Not even Shiva is that dear to me. Na Sankarshanaha. Not even Sankarshana. Naiva Shrihi. Not even Mahalakshmi. Yatha bhavan. Nacha atma yatha bhava. Not even myself I love so much. I love you so much. So I am going to give you some gift. Naturally we will be thinking, because Bhagavan put so much forward to that gift. And Uddhava asks Bhagavan, what is that gift? It is nothing but sannyasa. He says, I am making you renounce everything, because that is one thing which a human will cannot do. It happens by grace alone. Tvam tu sarvam parityajya sneham svajana bandhushu. It is very difficult to remove attachment to one's wife, one's children, one's family, one's name, fame, body identity. Sarvam parityajya. Renouncing everything. Mai aveshya manaha. Simply outer renunciation cannot give you the fruit. It is only one side of the story. The other thing is, the heart should be fully absorbed in the Atman. There should be that realization that Samadhi experience should follow. Samadhi means about Atmajnana. To know that I am not the body, and what is experienced by me as my own existence now here. That which is experienced in me as aham, as I am. It is Vasudeva. It is Ishvara. It is Brahman. This recognition has to come. Then Mayaveshya manas samyak samadruk. You have some meditativeness within you, but some outer incident will happen. That is what we call Maya. You know why? What Maya is constantly doing? The moment you become peaceful, she will create some event, or some individual will come, or some emotional outburst will happen, all peace lost. It is like a competition a conflict between your yoga sthiti and her power. You try to become peaceful, she will give you a slap. Some incident will happen, you will cry. Then slowly you recognize, go to Satsang and slowly make your mind quiet. Then you say, I will not get disturbed anymore. Krishna has said in Gita that even the greatest suffering should not affect me. So I have taken a resolve, no more disturbance. Next moment, she knows what is your weakness very well. So she knows where to prick, where to create a problem so that you will cry. It is like a purifying process. Then your attention falls there, you rectify that. Like that you go. At last the Vairagya becomes firm. And you no more gets affected by anything. Yasmin sthito na dhukkena gurunapi vichalyate. Even if the greatest sorrow invades your life, you no more gets perturbed, disturbed. Such realization happens, and that is yoga. Hence Krishna gives the message, Tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. Hence, O Arjuna, become a yogi. A yogi means a person who will not be affected by the surroundings, who will not be affected by prarabdha. Whatever may happen, his inner state remains undisturbed, unperturbed. So this is the message. So Krishna said, Uddhava, that is sannyasa. But for the beginning, you just leave the place. He tells Uddhava, you just quit the place. Let you have no speciality towards anybody. See, such teachings we can speak only in Sivananda Ashram. Not with worldly people, no. He says, no speciality with anyone. Samadruk. All are same. No speciality with any person. Because you see some speciality somewhere, some raga, some dvesha happens, mind starts moving. See, Advaita means what? All one. Why one? So that mind will not be born. The moment you have some Bheda Drishti, mind will come up. Udaramantaram kurute athatasya bhayam bhavati. A little bit of separation, little bit of difference, this, that, attachment, aversion, that very moment fear comes. Attachment comes, aversion comes, fear comes. Raga, dvesha, vita, raga, bhaya, krodha. Sthita dhihi, muni ruchyate. A muni is a person who is absolutely free of attachment, aversion, fear and anger. So, this is the message that Bhagavan told Uddhava, you go away. You see, but Bhagavan, if I go out, things will be happening around me. Through the senses, all things will go inside and the mind will receive them and will become disturbed. Then you know what Bhagavan says, Vidhi Maya Manomayam. He says, this is first, you know that this is all Maya. Do not get disturbed by these things. Now you go. This portion we have already seen. Then we listeners, we ourselves would have been terrified by listening this. So Uddhava was naturally, he fell flat before Bhagavan and said, Bhagavan, I take refuge in your feet. You gave me the highest blessing of sannyasa. But for an egoistic person it is very difficult. Without your grace, how can a person become a true sannyasi? Sannyasa, the Upanishad says, is the greatest tapas. Nyasa yesham tapasam adiriktamahuhu. It is the highest tapas. So, to blossom, to find out the real sannyasa in me, only your grace can help me. Narayanam Narasakam Sharanam Prapadye. You are the only companion of a man. We cannot depend upon anyone else. So please enlighten me. He asked Bhagavan to teach. Then Krishna said, you know Uddhava, in my family, 2 generations back, there was a king. And his name was Yadu. And we are all called Yadavas. You know why we take pride in his name? Because Brahmavitkulam Asmakam. Sridharacharya says, Krishna is taking pride in that name because he was a Brahmavit. He was a knower of Brahman. And Krishna says, I am born in that family. He got the rare opportunity to meet the great Avadhuta, Dattatreya, and get Brahmavidya, the Upadesha of Atmavidya. He got from Dattatreya. See, Krishna also comes in the tradition of Dattatreya. There is a beautiful Gita, Avadhuta Gita, Dattatreya's song. It is a song, it is not a philosophical work. Avadhuta Gita, Ashtavakra Gita, they are all like songs. In that Avadhuta Gita, Dattatreya says, Ishvara Anugraha Deva Pumsam Advaita Vasana. Even the interest in Advaita happens only by the grace of Ishvara, by the grace of Bhagavan. Mahadbhaya paritranad vipranam upajayate. So, Krishna says, my great grandfather, in whose lineage I have come, he had a rare sacred meeting with sage Dattatreya. That name is not told in Bhagavatam, just an Avadhuta. It's only commentators who say it is Dattatreya, because with all the Lakshana, and it is mentioned some other place. Otherwise, it is purely Avadhuta. And that Avadhuta vachashrutva purvesham nassa purvajaha sarvasanga vinirmuktaha samachitto babhuvaha. Naha purvesham purvajaha. And to that Avadhuta gave teaching, because that Avadhuta was in bliss. This also we have already seen, but I am just briefing things. He was moving about with so much happiness, inundation, in bliss. Then, seeing such a state in a young body, radiating tejas, this king went to him and asked, I know that you are a Brahmavit. I know that you have attained the highest. Please reveal to me the secret of your happiness. Actually, Bruhi Atmani Ananda Karanam. And you are a Asparsha Yogi. Sparsha Vihinasya. That is the adjective he gives. You live amidst people. Amongst all worldly people you are living, but you are unaffected. A very similar incident I have seen. The king says, once I went to hunting to forest, the forest was in wildfire. Everywhere there was fire, animals were running helter-skelter. Then I found a very beautiful scene. An elephant entered the Ganga and stood there silent, unaffected in the cool waters of Ganga. When I see you, you look like that. Because around you are worldly people burning with desire and anger. Janeshu dahyamaneshu kama lobha davagnina. They are running here, there due to greed. They want to make money, they want to become somebody. While such people are around you, you remain unaffected. Gangambastha ivadvipaha. Like an elephant standing in Ganga water. You have such coolness in your presence. That is one sign of a knower of Brahman. Yoga Vasishta. Vasishta says, if you do Atma Vichara, if you inquire within and remove the ignorance, and know or abide in your real nature, a kind of profound dignity comes in you. A majesty comes in your presence. Samudrasyeva gambhiryam. A profundity comes like that of an ocean, rippleless ocean. Samudrasyeva gambhiryam. Sthiryam meroriva sthitihi. A stability like Mount Meru, immovable, firmly rooted in the knowledge. Anta Shitalatacha Indoho. Very beautiful. These two are very powerful, but in between there is another state. The heart will be so cool. It will be cool like a full moon. Antashhitalatacha indoho. Indu means moon. Ivodeti vicharinaha. When you are very well established in self-inquiry, Atma Vichara, your heart will be very cool. Such coolness. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi in his one of Aksharamana Mala, he says, Arunachala, give me, bestow that coolness of heart. Chittam kulira, gatir hastam vait, amudavayaitira arunmati Arunachala. Says, open your mouth and let nectar flow. Actually, Maharshi is telling Arunachala because Arunachala is his Guru. So, as a disciple has to ask to Guru to give him Mahavakya Upadesha. That is the whole 100 verses. So here says, you open your mouth and declare, I am already that. Tattvam teriyad attanai uttrai. Without knowing the Tattvam, I am that. But you have to tell me that. You just reveal to me from you, I have to get that Upadesha. From you, if that Upadesha comes to me, I will abide and I will be free now here. So please tell me, O Lord, so that my heart will become cool. Why is it not cool now? It is burning due to doership and enjoyership. Kartrutva dukkha martanda jwala. The Ashtavakra says, it is the fire that burns us day and night. Doership. I am the doer. I am the enjoyer. It is my life. I. The moment you declare to me that I am Brahman and my mind abides in the source, the individuality, the Jiva Bhava is gone. This Kartrutva is gone. Doership is gone. Then there comes that settled state, that coolness, that peace, that Shanti, Samriddham Amritam. That profound peace. So this is what Uddhava also prays to Bhagavan. And Bhagavan is telling, a great emperor, a king, meeting an ordinary looking person. And in him, the king beholds a profound state. Shanti, Brahmanishta. Seeing that state, king goes to him and asks him, please share your bliss with me. You are so soaked in Ananda, please give me that Ananda. Why are you so happy? You should not ask any people like this, right? If someone is suffering, you can ask. If someone is healthy, you go to him and ask, why are you healthy? Why you don't have a heart attack? That is not a right question. But this king is asking like that, why are you happy? What is the cause of that happiness? Bruhi Atmani Ananda Karanam. And the questioner is also a very, very learned person, intelligent person. And he says, I know you are Asanga. You are not attached to anything. You remain as a Asparsha yogi. Gaudapadacharya says that is a yoga which gives great bliss. Once you learn that art of detachment, Asparsha yogo vainama sarvasattva sukavaha. Yogino bibhyadehyasmin abhaye bhayadarshina. People, unnecessarily foolish people, sometimes fear this state. This state gives the greatest bliss, detachment. So, knowing that, this king asked that great sage, give me the teaching. And Dattatreya, Ekanath Maharaj, Maharashtra saint, he has written a commentary for the 11th Skandha in Marathi. There he says, wherever this sage looks, world disappears and Brahman shines. That was his state. It is not that he has to tell, yatra yatra manoyati brahmanas tatra darshanam. Wherever his mind goes, there is no world, it is only Brahman. Whatever you see, that is our Shivanji Maharaj also says in many places, everyone is Brahman, everyone is Atman. Look at everybody as God, Atma, Brahma. So that you can see natural, sahaja, in a great sage. So seeing that state, Yadu asked, and Dattatreya said, O king, I have many gurus. I learned from many people how to safeguard the inner peace. Sometimes, you will get peace of mind very easily. You have some problem in life, you suddenly feel like going to Rishikesh, you come to Sivananda Ashram, stay here, have some Satsang, you will get peace. But the problem is to safeguard it. The moment you go back, all the prarabdhas are waiting there to catch hold of you and disturb you and pull you out of that peace. So that is why they say sannyasa. Sannyasa is not this outer sannyasa. It is sannyasa yoga, Vedanta vijnana. These both should go together. Outer sannyasa is only for certain people, those who are destined to get it. But this sannyasa yoga, everyone should have. Vedanta vijnana sunishidarthaha sannyasa yoga dyataya shuddha sattvaha. The sannyasa yoga means even if you take outer sannyasa, sannyasa yoga is needed. Even if you are not taking outer sannyasa, then also sannyasa yoga is needed. Unless you have that force, that safeguarding the peace, inner peace, shanti, not getting affected. Gita Krishna says, asaktihi anabhishvangaha putradara grihadishu nityam cha samachittatvam ishta anishtopapattishu. It's just like a sutra, a tablet for a grihastha, for a family man. He says, total detachment. Your wife is there, children are there. But if you too much superimpose them on you, or superimpose you on them, then suffering will follow. Nobody can rescue you. Ishta or anishta will be happening. Sometimes good news will come, sometimes bad news will come, sometimes some event will happen, you will be disturbed. Samachittatvam ishta anishtopapattishu. Even if you don't learn entire Bhagavad Gita, take this verse and go back. Wherever you have come from, when you go back to your family, take this one verse and meditate and try to live up to it. Whenever you forget, you remember that. This is like a medicine. This is like a divine herb. This is Vyasa Aushatham. Vyasa has given us a divine herb, a medicine. You apply it, you will have peace, shanti. Wherever you are, you will have shanti. So this shanti, sometimes we cannot safeguard it so easily. We will try to do japa. Japa is not possible. You try to meditate. When you concentrate your mind, your problem comes with more intensity. When you try to remove thoughts becomes more like hornets. They come more. Then you find somebody says, go to this yoga, that yoga. You try everything. At last, you find the only divine herb that will help you is to have contact with great devotees or saints or sages. Satsanga. Krishna says, Uddhava, the greatest mystery, secret in spiritual life is Satsanga. That is next chapter. But here I am just remembering that. Krishna says, I will reveal you the greatest secret, Uddhava. The easiest way to be peaceful, to be free of all trouble, is to have direct contact with saints, with Mahapurushas. Bhagavata says, this Bhagavata Purana is like a Manasa Saras, Mansarovar lake. There you will not find crows. You will only find Hamsa. So only very few Hamsa you will find, not many crows. If you go to village, all this sewage water will be there. So much crows will be crowding around. Like that, for worldly things, you will find many people. But for true spirituality, you will find only very few people, and they will be like Hamsa, like swans. This is Bhagavata's version. But sometimes, saints are very compassionate. Tulsidas ji, in his Ramanacharanatirtha, he says, this Ramayana here, it is a divine lake, a Manasa Sarovar. It is of course called as Manasa Saras. You need not be a Hamsa, you be a crow. You come and take a dip here, you will go back as a Hamsa. So that kind of, it reveals the heart of a sadhu, a saint. It says, you have satsangatve nisangatvam. Naturally, nisangatvam will not come. When you live in a family, it just sticks on you. When you live in any society, you will get attached. But you have contact with the asparsha yogi, with the bhakta. Bhakta, you will have contact with the bhakta, you will have bhakti. You have contact with the jnani, you will have total detachment, nisangatvam. And slowly by listening to Atma Vidya, you will have nirmohatvam. The delusion is removed. Delusion means what? Anything other than the Atman exists. That is delusion. The body, the mind, the ego. It's all unreal. Because in the deep sleep state, neither the body exists, nor the mind exists, nor my individual sense is operating. Yet, it was so happy. When I wake up, I say, I didn't had any dream. I was very happy. I want to go back there. It reveals to you that your real nature is happiness. You don't need anything to be happy from outside. You just know that that is your real nature, Aham Atma. That what is within you as Aham, as I. You just pay attention to it and remove the body, the mind, everything from that. Then it shines forth as pure awareness, which is absolutely free of all trouble, suffering. So this knowledge is revealed by a great teacher, and the disciple takes it, and he lives in that state and becomes free. This happens in Satsanga. That is the greatness of Satsanga. That is why many devotees, they came to see Gurudev Swami Sivananda from long distance. And Swamiji, every saint will have some speciality. And Shivanji Maharaj's speciality is, sometimes people will come with white cloth and will go back with ochre clothes. That has happened many times. One rich landlord came here somewhere around 1950 or 60 to visit Shivanji Maharaj. He came from Kerala, and Shivanji asked, "What are you doing?" He said, "All my duties are over. I have an agricultural land. There is a home there also." And all things he explained. Then he said, next day morning he came and wanted to take leave. He said, "Maharaj, Swamiji, I am leaving." "Where you are leaving? Should you go?" He said, "Today night is my ticket." "Okay, I will give you some gift. With that gift you go." And what is that gift? Sannyasa. He gave him ochre clothes, kashayam, and he said, "You go and stay in your agricultural land. No more staying with your son in home anywhere. You stay in land and practice yoga and do japa." He never expected that. But when Maharaj gave him, he took it. He went back and stayed in that paddy field. Amidst paddy field, there was a small house. There he stayed. And where he used to do yoga. Bhyasa and Japa, Dhyana, everything he used to do. One day he said, I have a son, he had a son, he was a great bhakta of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi with whom I stayed with his, Natarajan was his name. So, this devotee about whom I am speaking is the father of this Natarajan. He said, I want to see Natarajan from Mumbai. So Natarajan came to Kerala and he asked, why you called me? He said, because I wanted to see you, that's all. Anyhow, you have come today, you stay here, you can go tomorrow. I said, okay. So he stayed with his father. He was a sannyasi at that time. And about more than 10 times I have heard this story from this Natarajan. He said, my father asked me, what is the time? I said, 10 o'clock. Then he asked me, he was sitting, doing japa. Then he asked, what is the time? It is 12 o'clock. Then I heard one dong. It was 1 o'clock, I knew. He didn't ask. Then another one dong. Then I know it is 1:30. Then also father was not sleeping. When I touched him, he was gone. He was gone. So, he came here for just to have darshan of Ganga, and on the way he saw Shivanji Maharaj also. But complete transformation. His worldly duties were all over, natural sannyasa only, not anything unnatural living. His family, Maharaj also told him, you stay somewhere near your house, but do sadhana, do Bhagavad Dhyana. That is what is real sannyasa means. So, it's the power of satsang. Nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nishalatatvam. Then you find a real nishala. Nishala means quietude, stillness, peace, samadhi. This great achievement is something which everyone should wish to attain. Even Bhagavan, when he created the world, he was not happy by creating all the creatures. Only when he found a viveki, a discriminative human being, he felt happy. Srishtva purani vividhani ajayatma shaktyam vrikshan sarisripapashun khagadam shamatsyan taistaihi atushta hridayah purusham vidhaya brahmavalokadhishanam mudam apadevaha. Brahmavalokadhishanam mudamapadevaha. That Deva attained happiness. He found that creation attained fruition when a person becomes a jignasu. He wants to know Brahman. He wants to realize God. He wants to realize the self. When that longing, yearning comes in him, Ishvara becomes happy. At last, my creation became successful. Otherwise, simple creation of human being also, Bhagavan was not happy. Becoming a human being, becoming great scientist, making all kind of nuclear weapons, sending all kind of satellites in the space. These are all, Bhagavan is not happy. Bhagavan felt, I did not give him so much intellectual power to do all these things. I gave him intellectual power so that his intellect will help him to be peaceful, to be happy, to remain in ananda. Anando brahmeti vyajanat. When you find ananda, when you find shanti, then you are blessed. Otherwise you attain many things outside and your inner life is worthless. What is this knowledge? What is this all magic that we are showing outside? Indrajala, all that Indrajala that we are showing outside, it is useless. It is mere delusion. The main purpose is collect the mind, let the mind remain quiet, peaceful, shanta. And that shanti is the goal. So this a person has to attain. And the Avadhuta said, I learned this art from many, many directions. All those teachers we have already seen last time. About 24 gurus, Avadhuta told. Gurus doesn't mean some teacher. It means he learned from earth, he learned from water, he learned from fire, he learned from air, he learned from Akasha space. So too he learned from a bird, he learned from a courtesan, he learned from even a child. He saw a child happily going. He said, this is the state that we should attain. No thought about anything. Just happy. Like this child we should live. This child is my guru. Very recently, about 2 years back, and a very humorous incident happened. One lady was talking to me about her problems, many things. And children were playing there with shrieking sound, blissfully running here, there. Looking at the children, this lady remarked, it would have been better to have born as a child. She simply forgot that she also was born as a child. Is it? She said in Malayalam actually. So we forget because we are actually children. Even after learning all Vedanta, what should we do? Give up the Vedanta and become a child. Pandityam nirvidya balyena tishthaseta. Know all the Upanishads and understand the Brahma Vidya. And after knowing the truth, just become like a child, absolutely desireless, no thinking about anatma. No thinking about anatma, because anatma only needs thought, atma needs no thought. To be yourself, why should you need thought? To be yourself, you don't need any mind. It is just spontaneity, it is your experience. Even in a dark room you sit, you experience, I am. It is not a thought. But if I have to think about someone else, thoughts are needed. If I have to think about you, thought is needed. If I have to think about me, is thought needed? Do you ever think about you? You are not a thought, you are not a product of thinking. You are consciousness, you are existence, no thought can touch it. The truth has already happened to you. It is swatasiddham, sahajam. Such a state has come here, and all the Vedanta Shastra, Bhagavata, everything is here, so that they will make you aware. Labdhva sudurlabhamidam bahusambhavante manushyam arthadam anityam apiha dhiraha turnam yateta na pated anu mrityu yavat nishreyasaya vishayaha khalu sarvatasyat. Very beautiful slogan. That Avadhuta says, Labdhva sudurlabhamidam, very, very rare to get. What? This human birth. After many births, you have got this human body. And what for? Arthadam, it can give you Purushartha. It can give you God realization. It can make you have Satsanga, Bhakti, Jnana, Yoga, Ananda. Manushyam Arthadam. And if you fail to utilize it, any day death will come. Any day death will come and claim you, Anityam. This worldly life is anityam. In between we have contract with many people and unnecessarily suffer. Become a dhira, he says. You become a dhira, a courageous one. Turnam yadeta, with all force. Put all your effort to attain the highest spiritual well-being. Turnam yadeta, be alert, napated. Do not fall, do not go back. What is fall in spiritual life? To think about worldly things again. Vantashi apatrapaha. Says he is eating what has been vomited. So don't go back there. Turnam yadeta na pated anumrityu yavat. In every step, death is following you. Become aware of it. Then see, only if you meditate on death, life will become worth living. Only if you meditate on death, life will become really spiritual. Then only you know what is life. Because death is something which makes fun of all our attainments, all our achievements. It is just tiptoeing behind us. Actually, this body itself is another name for death. As Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, body is another name for death. In Valmiki Ramayana, Rama says to Bharata, why don't unnecessarily cry about me? Cry about you, because death is always with you. When you walk, death is walking. When you sit, death is sitting. When you eat, it is not you eating, it is death that is eating. Sahaiva mrityuhu vrajati saha mrityuhu nishidate gatva sudirgamadhvanam saha mrityuhu nivartate. So, be atmanam anushochhatvam kimanyam anushochasi. Weep about your own state, try to redeem yourself, try to attain that highest state. This Vishaya Sukha, these worldly things, pleasures, you will get even in hell. Nishreyasaya yateta Vishayaha khalu sarvataha syat. All this Vishaya Sukha everywhere you will get. Why unnecessarily bother? All this cinema, drama, television, serial, even in hell you will get. You will not miss them. You can continue there. Why bother about it? Sarvataha syad. Everywhere you will have this Vishaya Sukha, but be alert. Know the preciousness of human birth. It is sudurlabham. Know the Atma Tattva. Know what is your real nature and be free. This is the message. In Viveka Chudamani also Shankaracharya begins with this only, that Manushya Janma is very durlabha, like that. So in Bhagavata also last, the 24 gurus, about all the gurus, describing every gurus, this Avadhuta said, actually Sridharacharya says they are not real gurus. They are Vairagya Karakas. They remove the obstacle. The real guru is one, he just lights the lamp. He gives you the awareness of the self. All these outer gurus, they help you to guard it. Samrakshana. So, naite paramartha upadesha guravaha kintu anvaya vyatirekaabhyam atmani asambhavana vivarita bhavanadi nivartakaha. So, nahi ekasmadu guroho jnanam sustiram syat supushkalam brahmaitad advitiyam vaigiyate bahudharshipihi. Learning this highest Brahmavidya from Dattatreya, that king attained self-realization. Avadhuta vachashrutva purvesham nahassa purvajaha sarvasanga vinirmuktaha. He became absolutely free of all attachment. Samachitto babhuva. He attained samachitta. He attained samatva in his heart. Declaring this, that Avadhuta also went away. Yadu Maharaja also became a Brahmanishta. Krishna narrates this story. After narrating this story, now comes to profound teaching portion. Bhagavan in the 10th chapter, this is the 9th chapter where the 24 Guru story is over. In the 10th chapter, Bhagavan begins, he tells Uddhava, you attain purity of the mind through all the sadhanas. Then you know that safeguarding the purity of the mind is very important. Shivanji Maharaj has written so many books. One of the biggest book that he has written is Sadhana. So much about japa, dhyana, pranayama, satsanga, everything. He has exhausted all the subjects. And what for? It is just to gain the purity of mind. Once the mind becomes pure, like a fruit in one's hand, the truth will shine forth. That's Chitta Shuddhi is needed. Anviksheta Vishuddhatma Dehinam Vishayatmanam Guneshu Tattvadhyanena Sarvarambha Viparyayam. When the mind starts operating in Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Guna and broods over sensory objects, all conflicting things starts happening in life. The mind loses its hold on truth. It no more becomes peaceful. The mind is constantly brooding, imagining things. Even in dream, when you sleep, dream is operating. Suptasya vishayalokaha dhyayato va manoratha nanatmagatvad vipalaha tatha bhedatmadhihi gunaihi. These slokas are very, very profound. I will just touch and go. Tomorrow we can meditate on them with more clarity. The essence is, what is in fact the Bhagavata's seed, Chatushloki Bhagavata itself is Advaita Jnana. When Brahma teaches, Vishnu teaches Brahma, Narayana gives this teaching to Brahma. He says, only I alone exists. In the beginning, I alone was. Even when you see creation, I alone exists. Even after Pralaya, I alone exists. Ahameva asamevagre nanyadyat sadasat param pasyadaham yate tachayo vashishyota sosmyaham. This Advaita Jnana is the seed of Bhagavata. At last one has to take to this knowledge of non-duality, that there is no Bheda Buddhi, only that one truth exists. Ekameva advitiyam nehananasti kinchana. Then when the mind thinks and broods over things, what is it? Either in dream or in waking state also you sit for satsanga, but mind manoratha. It goes in the chariot of the mind. It boards the flight of thoughts and goes somewhere, dreams, think about many things. This is samsara. Actually, Chandogya Upanishad says that is the door through which after death also you will go. It is the road for next Punarjanma. So, when you collect all the thoughts and when the mind becomes quiet, or in deep sleep also, or in samadhi, when the mind becomes still, nanatmatva is not there. Plurality is not there. Only one truth exists. This duality, this plurality seen is all mere imagination. Vipalaha, it is actually fruitless, just a dream. Just like that, just like the dream, just like imagination, this bhedatmadhihi, you are different from me, I am different from you, this bheda buddhi is all ignorance. Only one truth exists. Atman alone exists. To know this, you have to be absolutely free, Uddhava. Here comes that shloka which I already quoted. Nivrittam karma seveta, pravrittam matparaha tyajet. The moment you choose spiritual life, no more getting involved with non-essential actions. Nivrittam karma what? It means japa, dhyana, satsanga, doing parayana of spiritual books, associating with saints, no other activity. In our village, long back, about almost 80 years back, there was one Brahmana. He was a Vedavit. He used to do Veda Parayana, Japa, Anushtana, everything. Once he had to go to government office and fill an application. So there they will ask, what is your employment? That line he has to fill. So he asked employment. He wrote Ishvara Vichara. No other work. That is the only work I do. No other work. Ishvara Vichara. So that is it. Nivrittam karma seveta. Pravrittam means involving in the world. Matparaha tyajet. If you want God, give it up. As Swami Vivekananda says somewhere in his inspired talks, very beautiful statement. It's like fire. He says, let a few souls live for God and for God alone. And let the world go. Have no compromise. So here he says, pravrittam matparaha tyajete, jiknyasayam sampravritto. When you want to know Atma, when you want to do Brahman, nadriyet karma chodanam. Vedas will be speaking about do this yaga, do yajna. Or worldly people will say, you are not doing anything, do this, do that. Everyone will give you free advice. Just put a plug here. Just put a plug here. The only thing for which now you have come is to realize God. Somewhere Narada says how to deal with these worldly people. He said, there is a doll, I don't know, in Tamil Nadu, it is called Chettiar Bomme. A very fat person will be sitting and the head will be separate. It will be just kept here. It will be always doing like this. You have such a doll in your home, it will constantly tell you whatever the worldly people tell, just say yes, 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 yes. They will go. Never say no to them. You are wrong. Then they will start speaking about you. So the best thing is yes, 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 yes. Anumodeta. Whatever they say, just anumodeta, but never give any reality to their words or upadesha. You have only one road to walk. You have taken an auspicious step and your walking itself is an auspicious walking. Ramanacharanatirtha. The Upanishad says such walkers in spiritual life are called Ramanacharanatirtha. Their very movement, their very walk is Ramaniyam. It is divine. It is delightful. So just never look back. There is no road behind you. Just move only towards the goal. So this is the teaching. We will continue tomorrow. We will select some verses here, there from Ekadasha Skandha and continue. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva tato na vachyam mama kinjidasti yathata veshtam kurumam tathaiva tvam atmanatham ramanam bhaja.